Alright, I have to warn you. What you're about to see is horrible. I apologize in advance. No, I just made a cake that, well, you'll see if you watch the rest of this. It's a death by chocolate cake recipe that I tried. So, yeah, have fun. Hey everyone, it's Mark. It's been a while since I've been online. I still have a bunch of videos that I wanted to post, some cooking videos. Today I'm doing a death by chocolate cake. It's got 4 grams of net carbs. It's got 1 added sugar, 5 carbs, but it has 2 grams of dietary fiber using coconut powder and almond flour, or coconut flour and almond flour. Mostly almond. The recipe called for 2 cups of almond flour, but I did 1 1/4 cups of almond flour and then 3/4 cup of coconut flour. Last time I made a cake-like thing, it was the cupcakes, and they were good, but the batter to me was more brownie. It wasn't light and airy like a cupcake should be. So I'm hoping maybe the coconut flour might help increase that airiness, because it's not as dense as the almond flour. So we'll see how it goes. See if I can get this posted today. I'm also doing a challenge for Florida Mission 22. 22 veterans a day take their own lives because they suffer from PTSD. And every day in October, I'm doing 22 push-ups to bring awareness to this cause. I set up a fundraiser on Facebook. Feel free to donate, but I just want to bring awareness to the fact that we lose 22 veterans a day. They take their own lives. Unacceptable. We need to get them the help that they deserve, and we need to get it to them fast. No more of this sitting in an office for 8 hours to see a doctor. We can't do this. We got to take care of our veterans. They gave us our freedom. I love our freedoms, so we got to take care of them. So again, I'm doing 22 push-ups every day. Haven't done them today yet. I usually do them at night, but let me tell you, last night was the second day, 22 push-ups. My core screamed. It's like right there, right above the waistline, the diaphragm area, the core. Oh my God, the second day was worse than the first day. Hopefully by the end of October, I'll have, strengthened a little bit. But most important though is that 22 veterans a day. That's 22 too many. 1 is too many. Alright, so I switched from Tool to some Pink Floyd. Currently Have a Cigar is being played on my Spotify. Did you know it was neither Roger Waters or David Gilmour that sang vocals on that track? Sounds like Waters, but it's not. I watched the making of, I don't know, Wish You Were Here, I think it was, and they were interviewing, and the guy that actually sang Have a Cigar was able to get a kind of like a biased kind of sound to the song, disillusionment, disenchantment, whereas when Roger Waters sang it, he was more on the making it sad, sorrowful. But yeah, so little interesting trivia there, huh? Alright, you guys ready to make some cake? Death by chocolate. Here in the mixer I have 1 1/4 cup almond flour and 3/4 cup of coconut flour. The recipe actually calls for 2 cups of almond flour, but the last time I used all almond flour, what I made cupcakes seemed more like a brownie consistency, and I didn't like that. So I'm kind of hoping the coconut flour make it a little bit more airy, a little bit more light. I also have 1/2 cup of unsweetened cocoa powder in there, and 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder. Baking powder. And I have 1 cup of artificial sweetener. I happen to use one like a stevia type of product. So I'm going to mix that up, and then I'm going to add in 2 eggs, vanilla, 1 teaspoon of vanilla, a stick of butter, and some almond milk. Now it does say to use grass-fed butter. However, I'm out of grass-fed butter, so I'm just using regular old butter that, you know, pick up for $3. That grass-fed stuff it's expensive, and you only get like half a box of. You don't get a full pound. Anyway, mixing that up there, and I'm going to go ahead and add in my softened butter. I got my eggs here and vanilla. Add that in, and my almond milk. Turn it up a notch. I'm really hoping this actually works out. I didn't like the cupcakes. I mean, the flavor is great, but the consistency, I didn't like all the almond flour. Like I said, it was more of a brownie type of batter. And right now, that's kind of what this one's looking like too. So I might have to put in some more almond milk just because I want it like a regular cake batter. Cake batter is typically a little bit runny, right? I'll show you what I got. Alright, is it just me? Or does that batter kind of look like it's like a brownie consistency? I mean, it's not, I'm used to the batter that you pour out. So I don't like this. I think I might add some more almond milk. Alright, so I'm starting with half a cup. I'm not going to add it in all at once. I'm going to turn the machine back on and add this slowly in and see if I can't get it to a good consistency for a cake batter. It's still pretty thick. Starting to look a little bit better. Oops. Let's take a look at this. As you can see, it's a little bit thinner consistency. Still, it's not quite that cake-like that I'm so used to. And I don't want this to be heavy. See, it's getting there, so I'm going to add some more almond milk. Like I said, I started with half a cup, and I've been adding little bit by little bit. I'm going to put the whole half cup in. Crank this sucker up. Alright, I'm going to have to make a decision. Do I like this consistency or do I want to try for more milk? We're experimenting. Yay! Okay, I decided I'm going to try another 1/4 cup. So this will be half plus a quarter, 3/4. So that'd be 1 3/4 cup of almond milk that I'm using. And I am going to use the whole quart. And I think this is looking like a better consistency. Alright, so now I'm supposed to divide this into the 3 pie. I got 3 cake pans here. It says 6-inch cake pans. I have no idea what I have, I just have 3. So I'm going to put this in there, and as you can see, it's still a pretty thick consistency, but much better. So here goes nothing, right? See what happens when I try to bake this. I have a feeling it's going to be kind of a brownie consistency again, which I'm not a big fan of. Listening to Pink Floyd in the background, I don't know if you can hear it. If you can, I don't have any rights to their music. I am just using an app called Spotify that is playing it, and don't blame me. But quick fact, I posted this on my Facebook. Did you know on Have a Cigar it was not Roger Waters or David Gilmour that sang the vocals? It was somebody completely different. Roger Waters, his version was pretty sorrowful, or full of sorrow. Whereas the guy that actually did sing it was able to get that disenchantment type of sound to the song that was needed, because they were missing Sid. Wish You Were Here, kind of a general song about missing Sid, but Shine On You Crazy Diamond was specifically written for Sid Barrett by Roger Waters. Brilliant guy he was, but he just went down that rabbit hole with way too much acid. Alright, cake pins are full. As you can see, it's still a pretty thick consistency. So I have a feeling it's going to be like a brownie again. It's kind of sad, but we'll try it. Like I said, we're experimenting. We can always make adjustments for the next one, right? It kind of pays to read the recipe all the way through. Got to mix the frosting next, but again, I need another half cup of butter softened, as well as 8 ounces of cream cheese softened. So kind of dropped the ball on that, so I won't be making the frosting right away. At least the cakes are cooking, 20 to 25 minutes. I don't know if that's going to be good enough for these due to the fact that I added more liquid, but we'll see. We'll see what happens, right? I mean, it's not going to go to waste. It's chocolate. I'm going to eat it. Alright, so check this out. Cakes are done, but they're extremely brittle. I almost lost one all over the floor. As you can see, it's just all cracked. I did drop quite a big chunk on the floor. So let's see if I can get this one out. And it came out mostly Alright, I was able to get the one off the plate. This is the one that was all messed up, cracked, whatnot. Got the big one. I'm going to let that cool off. Put that down on the bottom of the plate. I'll put this cracked one in the middle, and I'll put that one on top. That's about the best one so far. But still waiting on the butter and the cream cheese to soften over here so I can make the frosting. But yeah, not impressed with coconut flour, or no, I guess almond flour I don't really like. It has a different texture to it too. It's like flour. You don't see it, you don't feel a texture in your mouth with flour. But with almond flour, because it has more density, to me, I mean, it's almost like grainy, like sand. So I'm not a big fan so far. The coconut flour looks more like regular flour. I might have to do some experimenting with more coconut flour. I know some of my family don't like the taste of the coconut flour. They don't like coconut. But I didn't taste coconut when I made something with coconut flour the last time, so I don't know. Again, learning. Alright, butter and cream cheese have softened enough. Now let's see if I can't make some frosting for my cake. Start off a little slow. Alright, and we're off. We'll see what happens with this. If you like cream cheese, this frosting is for you. I'm not the biggest fan of cream cheese. You know, on a bagel, yeah. Stuff it in a chicken breast, wrap it in bacon, roast that, sure. Cheesecake, no, I can't do cheesecake. And the frosting, I had to add more sugar because the third cup of artificial powdered sugar, the Swerve, didn't do anything. All it tasted like was cream cheese. So I had to add some more of that. That being the sweetener as well as a little bit more vanilla. And now I'm going to try to ice it. I don't even know if I can get these cakes onto the plate without them breaking up. So, let's see if we can just slide this off. Kind of worked. And now let's start the frosting. Alright. As you can see, getting the second one off the paper onto the first one didn't work so good. My sister did a red velvet cake last weekend. I didn't have any of it. I had key lime pie instead. But she had a problem with getting her cake out of the bundt pan. I'm having a problem getting the cake to stick together. So she one up me on that. Alright, as you can see, the final one didn't fare so good either. Again, it's just a crumbly texture of this cake. I don't know. I've never really baked with almond flour, so I don't know. I'm not impressed. I'm ready to throw this in the trash. Sorry I wasted your time, but I don't know. If you guys can improve it, go for it. As for me, like I said, it's ready for the dumpster. So, Sheila, your red velvet cake was much better than mine. Even though mine's not red velvet, but you know what I mean. Alright, as you can see, that cake did not turn out as I expected. Certainly didn't come out the way I was expecting it to. I think I just repeated myself. Yeah, almond flour, that's 0 for 2. It's trying to do low carbs, keto, loosely keto based diet. Trying to use alternate rather than just regular white flour. Almond flour, 0 for 2. I'm not going to buy any more of that. Coconut flour, I put a little bit in this. I don't know how that would be if I did the whole thing with coconut flour. Maybe I'll just keep the carbs and go back to whole wheat flour. Whole wheat, is that better for you than white flour? I don't know. But, yeah, almond flour, taking it out of my stock. I'm not going to use it anymore. I can't. It's just disgusting. I don't like the texture. I don't like the results. So, Mom's reading online that maybe my using the coconut flour is what affected the cake and the crumbling. Also, I took it out of the pan before it was completely cool, like I normally do with all my breads and cakes. You know, let it sit for about 5 to 10 minutes in the pan and then take it out to cool. Apparently with almond flour you have to let it cool completely in the pan for more cohesiveness Otherwise, you end up with crumbs, which that's what I ended up with. Everything was just crumbling. But I did take it out of the pan before it was fully cold. Um, so that's enlightening. But also the coconut flour, she sent me something, I'm going to have to read about it, but the coconut flour apparently could affect it as well. So maybe if I had used all almond flour, it could have been good. Um, like I said, experiment. So that's what I'm doing. Apparently, I was trying to fly before I learned how to walk by using the coconut and almond flour. Anyway, that's what I learned.